So today I have a couple of things, maybe one thing and then some extrapolation upon that I want to show you guys that I don't know precisely what they mean or what it means, but I want to bring it to you and show it to you. I've been trying for the last couple of days to do some digging into this and I'm not really getting anywhere. So I'm just going to show you what I've seen because I don't really see anybody talking about it. So let's look first at this post on Reddit. This is the Pixel Fold subreddit. And as you can see, this post was made by Thinborn Official, and Thinborn is a case maker. I've actually got several of their cases that they've sent me for review. And what you're looking at here is an aluminum dummy made to begin working on and testing cases for devices so that those cases are ready when the device actually is launched. And this is very clearly the Pixel Fold 2. Now, we got to figure out what this means. So my first question was when I saw this, does this mean the Pixel Fold is coming relatively soon, right? Because we saw a report from Michal, I think on Android Authority, if I'm remembering correctly, Android Police, Android Headlines. There's so many websites. I think it was Android Authority. And they stated that they had been told that this device, the Pixel Fold 2, would be running the Tensor G4, which is what we're going to be seeing with the Pixel 9, and that because of that, he was expecting it to actually release in the fall alongside the Pixel 9. So I saw this and I thought, wow, does this mean that could in fact be wrong? We have the case makers making cases now. It is only March. The fall is a very long ways away. This seems like that's really far out. So we have several possible explanations for this. The first one is that basically the Pixel Fold 2 is going to do what the Pixel Fold 1 did. The Pixel 7 comes out with the G2. The Fold comes out with the G2 shortly after. Then the Pixel 8 comes out with the G3. The Pixel Fold 2 comes out shortly after, also with the G3. This would mean that Michal's reporting on Android Authority was simply incorrect, and it's going to run the G3, and the release timing is going to be the same. Option number 2 is that G4 is not a massive leap over G3, and it's already ready. Pixel Fold 2 could launch ahead of the Pixel 9 with the Tensor G4, debuting that processor, effectively becoming the new de facto flagship with the Pixel 9 coming out later. That would actually be really, really cool, but I don't necessarily think that's what's happening. I don't think it's definitely not what's happening, but I don't think that this indicates that that is 100% what is going on. And let me dig in a little bit deeper and I'll tell you why. So if we scroll down, there are a couple of comments that I think might elucidate things. I'm assuming this is an aluminum billet handed out to case manufacturers for proper dimensions. They responded. It is based on the CAD. Accuracy is 100%. Now, they didn't directly answer the question of whether or not this was given to them by the manufacturer. They simply said it's based on the CAD. Now, of course, if you don't know, a CAD file is a digital file that contains 2D or 3D models of physical objects. So Thinborn has gotten a hold of a 3D model of the Pixel Fold 2 that they believe is 100% accurate, and presumably they have used that to create this aluminum dummy to begin working on their cases. Now, I have to be careful with exactly what I say here, but this does not necessarily indicate Pixel Fold 2 is coming very, very quickly. Like you would assume, well, they're working on the cases, they've got this dummy, maybe in a few months this thing's going to be released. That does not necessarily track in this regard. Now, I've not been able to confirm if they were using the same CAD files as what we had here on SmartPre from OnLeaks, but we do know that these have been floating around since the end of February of this year. And let me also remind you that in January of this year, we got these 3D renders, 91 mobiles, from OnLeaks, and with these 3D renders, you do have that very same CAD file. So these CAD files often come about way before the launch of the device. Nobody thinks that the Pixel 9 is coming out anytime before the fall. And yet we have these 3D renders. So to wrap this up into a nice, neat bow, 3D CAD files exist. Case maker using that to make an aluminum dummy to work on their cases. It's cool. It's interesting. It's neat for me to just see this, in this form, very detailed and everything. But it doesn't mean if you're seeing this and thinking, oh, the Pixel Fold is coming very soon, it doesn't necessarily mean that. So in the interest of just trying to track and figure out what the timing of some of these devices, what the release is going to actually be, I've tried to put together the information that I could find, just again, to try and kind of map this thing out. So with the original Pixel Fold, we think manufacturing began sometime before April. If you remember with the original Pixel Fold, there was a lot of stopping and starting. It was going to be manufactured, and then it wasn't, and then it was again. It was crazy, really difficult to track, but we think sometime before April to be released in June. With the Pixel Fold 2, Ross Young, CEO of Display Supply Chain Consultants, said that manufacturing is likely to begin in April. Okay, when is the expected release? We don't know. If we use the same logic here, April, May, June, a couple of months. Maybe it was the beginning of April, before April. So let's say maybe it was like late May. Generally, 3 months or so. That's when this tends to happen. They start being manufactured about 3 months later. It's actually released. If this is true, April, May, June, July, well, that doesn't quite get us to the fall when the Pixel flagships tend to release. We need like a couple more months, so that's interesting. Put a pin in that. Z Fold 5, we think manufacturing probably began in late May to be released in August. May, June, July, August. So early August, late May, that kind of tracks right around 3 months. Z Fold 6, apparently reporting from the Elec says early May. They're actually going to be manufacturing before, so a little bit sooner than the Z Fold 5. And because of that, they actually think that the expected release date could be in July, towards the end of July instead of early August. Again, right around 3 months. Now, this is not the topic of this video, but I would be remiss if I did not mention the fact that that very same article from the Elec says that the budget version of the Z Fold 6 is actually going to launch in October, potentially to compete with the iPhone 16 to draw some attention from it. And they're expecting something like 300,000 units to be shipped. So again, not the primary topic, but I do want to throw it in there. So again, like I said at the top, I don't know exactly what all this means. I'm trying to kind of work through it all and determine when we can expect this Pixel Fold 2 to be released. And right now, the best I can say is from the information that we have, manufacturing beginning in April. CAD files are out. I don't think that's really indicative of anything. Probably like July and later. I don't think we should expect it any sooner than July is basically what I'm saying. If it's after July, maybe they hold off and it releases with the Pixel 9. I really don't know what to tell you, but for now, expect it after July of 2024. If I come up with more, if I hear back from somebody, I'll make an updated video. But for right now, that's the best sleuthing I could come up with. If you guys know something about the industry, something I'm missing, drop it in the comments down below because I'm always looking to gather more information like this. So guys, thanks for watching. Subscribe for more content just like this. And until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.